You might be sitting on a fortune right now and not even realize it. The watch on your screen sold for over $17.7 million. Roughly 24 billion won in today's terms. It's not just any vintage piece. This is the true story behind one man's life-changing discovery. A story shaped by love, risk, and hidden value. Treasures like this are all around us. Tucked away in attics, old drawers, and forgotten boxers. Or passed down as family heirlooms without a second thought. Most people overlook them. But a few recognize their worth and turn them into fortunes. I'm sharing this today for one reason. So you don't miss out on something similar in your own life. Stay with me. If you're open to spotting opportunities that could change everything, this story is for you. This is the Rolex Daytona Reference 6239. Better known as the Paul Newman Daytona. It's a chronograph from the late 1960s, featuring a stainless steel case, a tachometer bezel for calculating speed, and a distinctive exotic dial with contrasting subdials and Art Deco numerals. Rolex designed it for professional race car drivers to measure lap times and average speeds on the track. But when it launched, it was a commercial disappointment. The unusual dial was simply too bold for most buyers. Dealers struggled to sell them, and Rolex eventually scaled back production. You could buy one new for around $200. The equivalent of about $2,000 today. Collectors dismissed them as oddities. Fast forward. That so-called failed design became iconic, thanks in large part to one man. Paul Newman himself. Paul Newman wasn't just a Hollywood icon. He was a passionate competitive racer who discovered the sport later in life. In 1969, while filming Winning, he trained at a racing school and became completely hooked on the adrenaline of the track. He went on to compete professionally, entering events across America and abroad. He achieved remarkable success, including a second-place finish at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1979, winning his class at age 54. His wife, Joanne Woodward, another acting legend and his partner for over 50 years, worried constantly about the dangers. Racing in that era was unforgiving, with frequent close calls and accidents. Newman himself experienced several incidents that could have been fatal. To ease her fears, or perhaps as a quiet plea, Joanne gifted him this exact Daytona. She had the case back engraved, "Drive carefully, me." It wasn't just a gift. It was a reminder from someone who feared losing him to the track. This wasn't the only time she expressed her concern. She later gifted him other Daytonas with similar engravings. One read, "Drive slowly, Joanne." Another read, "Drive very slowly, Joanne." Her worry never faded, even as Paul thrived in the sport. Paul wore the original exotic dial Daytona daily for over 15 years. It appears in countless archival photographs, on starting grids, during film shoots, and in magazine spreads. It became part of his signature style, cool, understated, and timeless. He even used it to time his own laps, trusting its accuracy over official timers. Then, in 1984, Paul did something characteristically generous. He removed the watch and handed it to James Cox, his daughter's boyfriend at the time. There was no ceremony, just a light-hearted remark. "Here, you might need this if you're going to date my daughter." The watch vanished from public view for more than 3 decades. James kept it in a drawer, wearing it occasionally, never realizing its growing significance. He believed it was simply a thoughtful gift from his girlfriend's famous father. Meanwhile, in the collecting world, exotic dial Daytonas earned the nickname, Paul Newman. After photographs of him wearing one appeared in Italian magazines, demand exploded. Prices that were once in the thousands rose to hundreds of thousands, then into the millions. Yet Paul's personal watch remained hidden, unknown to the market. In 2017, James Cox began clearing out old belongings. He mentioned the watch to a friend, who connected him with experts. The reaction was immediate. This was the Paul Newman Rolex, the very watch that started the legend. It was sent to Phillips Auction House in New York. On October 26, 2017, the room was electric with anticipation. Over 700 people packed inside, phones ringing from bidders worldwide. Bidding opened at $1 million, then climbed relentlessly. 5 million. 10 million. 15 million. After 12 minutes of intense competition, the hammer fell at $17.75 million. A new world record for any wristwatch. The proceeds went entirely to charity, the Nell Newman Foundation, supporting environmental causes close to Paul's heart. James Cox later said he never imagined its value. He kept it for the sentimental connection, not the money. This story reminds us that true value isn't always financial. It's about history, love, and legacy. Opportunities like this rarely announce themselves. Thanks for listening all the way through. If this story resonated, there's more to come. See you in the next one.